online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's up, everyone? Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Todrick After Show. I am joined live by some very special guests. I am your host, Tony Moore, and to my left, I have my wonderful co-host. We have...
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Nino. How you guys doing today?
Oh, and we have two very special guests in with us today. From MTV's Todrick, we have Miss Kaley Cakes.
Hi, everybody. It's Kaley Hatfield, Kaley Cakes.
And, of course, we have Shawn.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
So we are going to break down this wonderful show, MTV's Todrick, bit by bit, and hopefully get some behind-the-scenes, tea from Kaley and Shawn. Yeah. Hope you guys
got a lot of it.
We have
saved that up.
Yep.
Feel free to spill.
So, first of all, how did you guys link up with Todrick? Because when we had Thursday and Carly here last week, they had been with Todrick for like years. So I always want to know how did the magics first start and happen?
Well, for me, I was just freelancing full-time, and I get a lot of calls where someone says, hey, I know a friend who needs to shoot a video. Are you interested? And I was like, yeah. So I just randomly went to Todrick's house. We filmed a video in a desert 3 hours away. It was completely hectic. And at the end of it, he's like, I shoot a lot of videos. Do you want to do this for me all the time? And I was like, let's just do it one at a time. And then 3 years later, I never really stopped. So,
well, you've made some amazing videos.
Thank you.
Great job with that.
I'm really proud of everything we've done.
And what about you?
I met Todrick, I think I said it was 2 years ago. I did the Ariana Grande flash mob for her on Flash, I think is what it was. Yeah, so I did that. It was I had lived here for a week, I think, and my agent was like, oh, there's a flash mob to go and dance for this guy named Todrick.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, might as well just go. And so we went, and it was crazy, and then ever since then, I think Popstar High was my next thing.
Yeah.
I auditioned for that, and he was like, hey, how are you? And I was like, oh my God, he remembers me. Oh my God. So then he hired me for that, and then I think after that it was just everything. We were carving pumpkins and hanging out at the house, and then it turned into, I think we did the Kids' Choice Awards, and then it was tour, and then this just happened, and now here we are.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a really
Look at
cool
God.
like
Won't he do it? So, in this episode 2, you guys are whisked away to all things bigger and better in Texas. With Texas. Bless you. No, that's fine.
I've got a cold, I'm sorry.
It's live
okay.
TV, it's okay.
So, and that's where Todrick is from. So you guys go to Todrick's hometown. Bless you.
I'm so sorry.
So how?
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I'll get it together.
It's okay. You're taking us into the South with all the bless yous. So it's good.
It's a good segue.
It's good. So what was it like being in Todrick's hometown and basically going to his grandfather's home and seeing all things Todrick, or the Todrick Museum, as Chester described
it was such a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all getting nostalgic, and we don't even know him as a kid. We were just looking at all these things and being like, oh, this explains so much.
Right.
Here's him as a kid, in a director's chair, and here's him, directing a performance of the Nutcracker.
At age 12, though, right? 12,
Yeah.
13?
Yeah.
That's super young.
The whole thing.
And he even told us, he's bossing these older kids around, and you gotta hit your marks and stuff.
Yeah.
Just didn't care.
Right. It was so weird. I felt like we walked in, and it's Todrick had never been gone, or so.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so weird.
awesome.
We walked in, it was literally the pillow was exactly how we left it, and his bed was made, and the pictures were still hung on the wall. It was crazy, but it was so cool. I felt like we were a part of the family as soon as we walked in.
See, that's the South for you. We
Yeah.
welcome people with open arms. And then we feed you good, because I saw the food scene.
Oh,
I love
yes.
the
It
food
was
scene.
amazing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
barbecue
So
they
good.
did.
Oh my God,
So
the mashed
amazing.
potatoes, she had some secret ingredient.
There's
Wouldn't
always
tell
a
us.
secret
Yeah,
ingredient.
so good.
Anyone who's from the South knows that like any parent or grandparent always has a secret to how
Yeah.
they make things.
And no one's allowed to know.
No one is allowed to know.
Yeah.
And there's no like measuring cups or anything like that. It's always a pinch of this. It should look like this.
Yeah.
Make sure
a little bit
it's-
of love.
Yeah. Oh, how do you make that? Just with a lot of love. That's all. That's how you know it's really good.
Right.
So what is one thing that you learned about Todrick while you guys were there that you didn't know about him? Ooh.
I feel like I just realized how young he started doing
Yeah.
what he did. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't like a period where he slowly learned he liked dance. It was clear, like writing on the wall from the minute he was a child, that he was meant to be a performer. He was meant to be creative, and just everything he does is always like you can see the inspiration that he pulled from with everything he does.
Yeah.
And once again, this was super last minute. They were supposed to go out there in just to go perform Cats, right?
Right.
Yourself,
Yeah.
Chester, and
Yeah.
Todrick. And then all of a sudden he springs, I got Shawn a ticket with my frequent flyer miles. And Chester's like, so we're shooting a video.
Why?
What's
He's kind
happening?
of surprised, but not really.
So how did that
Yeah.
how did that pan out when you guys got there and you had to buy everything and do everything?
Yeah.
Well, it's really stressful to shoot a video not
Yeah.
in our comfort zone because I don't know where to get equipment. I don't know who's like going to be there to help me out. I didn't have like most of my typical camera and lighting package, so it was a little nerve-wracking to go to a brand new place.
Yeah, and we had to go to like the party store, and I feel like in LA there's a million of those,
Right.
and everything is
Definitely.
stacked, glitter, colors, no matter what you want. And he wanted purple, silver, black
and white.
black and white, I think.
Yeah.
But it had to be like a certain shade of purple. So then we had to like find that at the store, and there was like lonely streamers on like random shelves in this like tiny little Party City thing. Everything was wedding stuff.
Yeah.
That's all was
It was
around.
mostly wedding stuff.
Yeah, me and Chester got married at the party store. He was the bride, of course.
Oh, of course. Shout out to Chester. So, and the video that you guys are making is to a song that Todrick had recorded called "Haters," and I thought it was a great message because I think growing up, we all had those people who like picked on you and talked about you
Right.
and everything like that. I know I definitely experienced it. Do you
Same.
guys have any haters from back in the day or even currently?
I mean, I think we all kind of do currently in our own way, but
Yeah.
when I was younger, going through middle school and high school, I lost my mom when I was 6 years old.
Oh no!
And so I got bullied a lot about that
Yeah.
in high school.
About losing
I know it's the
Oh,
weirdest
yeah.
thing to make fun of someone for.
And they were, I mean, it was really hard, but I don't know, they just kept saying that the only reason why I had friends was because people, felt sorry for me or anything like that. So that's the only reason why people would talk to me, which is awful that kids would, say that in
Yeah.
elementary and
Like,
like middle
wow.
school. But,
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like it makes you stronger as
It
a person
does.
when you go through
Yes.
things like that.
Yeah.
And it just really makes you, who you are. And I know that I'm proud of me and my mom's proud of me. And so
Yes.
that's,
Yeah.
that's really all that,
So
that
take
matters.
that,
I think.
haters.
Haters.
Take that.
Bye.
I mean, I think we all kind of grew up a little being weird and creative, and that
Yeah.
sort of made us able to do the kind of stuff that we do now is because we have really thick skins. And
Yeah.
even now, like, I'll read the YouTube comments for every single Todrick video.
No, don't do that.
I
Don't
have
do
to.
it.
Like, I
Don't
just
do it,
have to
Shawn.
know.
Don't do it. Don't
And
do
usually
it.
they're, like, really flattering, and
Yeah.
it makes me happy, and that's why I do it. And there's
But then
always,
there's that
like that
one.
one.
There's
Then
always
there's
that
always
one.
the few.
Yes.
And it'll stick with you forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
And then it because sometimes for the after shows that we do here, I read the comments too, and I will read one that just really gets to me, and if it really gets to me, I may reply, and then I'm like, ooh, I probably shouldn't reply.
Yeah.
But I have
Never
to.
reply.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. And then it's always from that same person who always seems to comment all the time.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Yeah.
then you're following me.
Yeah, it's like,
So,
If you don't
It's like,
like
what am
it,
I
just
saying?
don't watch
Yeah,
it. It's all right.
exactly.
it's like, what am I doing that's so wrong that you always want to comment
right.
and then leave
yeah.
something bad? Shame
Yeah.
on you, hater.
But shout out to everyone who commented on last week's video. Thank you guys for watching and
Yes.
commenting, letting us know what you want to see.
There was no hating on that.
No.
No hating.
Shout out to Twizzly Gold, always
Yes.
retweeting and
Twizzly,
favoriting.
number one
Always,
fan.
we love
Yeah.
him.
Yes.
Definitely.
What else happened?
There was a lot that
For a
happened.
second.
I'm loving the fact that they also centered this episode around Todrick and his brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
He was like 3 when Todrick left the house. Is that right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he moved out.
Yeah, he was really young.
And how old is he
Very
now?
young.
He looks like he's like 15, 16.
I think
around
he's a
that, yeah.
freshman. I think he just
Freshman in high
finished
school?
freshman year.
There is something in that Texas water because they're the same height.
He's so handsome. So handsome.
And he's so nice. We
He's
met him a
such a
couple
nice guy,
times
yeah.
before, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's the first time we really got to know him. And even
Yeah.
watching the episode, like we didn't see that conversation that he
Yeah,
and Todrick
oh.
had, so we
The
were
little walk that they had in the end
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And it was really
He's
nice
so
to see
great.
just how accepting he was, because you never really know like what the rest of the world feels like, or the rest of the country, I should say,
Right.
feels like out there. And
Right.
Exactly.
And that they didn't grow up together, and
Yeah.
it was
Right.
really cool to see that their relationship.
yeah,
And I like that Todrick recognized that, he doesn't know a lot about his brother and wants to like make an effort to really be a part of his life.
Right,
Because I
yeah.
think when you definitely have that big of an age gap, you tend to go, you know?
Yeah.
But it was nice to see those moments where he's like, I should be more concerned. I should be more involved, and it was great to see them have that conversation
Yeah.
as they strolled down the Texas street, just kind of catching up and talking about brotherly stuff,
Yeah. And I loved that Shay's life is so basketball and sports, and he's just like such a dude with his J's on, and he like got down and was so into the video with us. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh, it turned
to
out
see.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, you're just a little Todrick.
Yeah, and I think he wanted to make Todrick proud.
Yeah.
too,
For sure,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
I think that's why he was so nervous.
Yeah, and I think he recognizes the great things that he does and felt just great to be a part of it. You
Yeah.
know? And it was also great to see Todrick's mom a part of the video as well. She got into
is
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
she
Diva
is.
moment.
She's little.
She was getting her life a little bit.
Yeah,
she
she
was just
was.
like, I'm gonna give you a little bit, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit more.
Yeah, she's sassy.
So it looked like a lot of fun with the video, especially when Todrick was able to bring back a lot of his peers and a lot of people that he went to school with to be a part of the video.
His fellow cheerleaders came
and
out.
They were so
Yeah.
excited. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were just screaming and laughing and having the best time. And this is
Yeah.
really them like getting to relive their favorite moments of high school. So it was just fun to even just
Yeah.
watch, because you really see like where Todrick came from when you
Yeah.
meet like all the friends
Right.
he hung out with in high school and all the stuff they used to talk about.
I know,
Yeah.
and I've heard Todrick talk about it so much, especially like when we were on tour. He'd like tell his stories about how he had this backpack similar to the one he has now with all these buttons and pins and everything on it, and his like graffiti jacket and stuff. So it was cool to like see his friends and how like he grew up.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the room when they came in, and they were just so excited, and they did their cheer, and it was I felt like I was back in high school with them.
That was such a great moment because, and I feel like in this episode you really got to know Todrick a little bit more and like where he started from and where he came from, and it was just nice to see like these group of friends that seemed like time hadn't passed.
Exactly.
Like they all got together and
So
like, what's that cheer?
supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that. I love that so much. So, and it's great to see that he still has the support of his
Right.
hometown as well.
And then
Yeah.
let's go back to the production value of the situation. And we talked about it earlier and how fast everything moves.
Yes.
But his brother didn't even know the song. Like, didn't hear the song
Yeah,
when he was
until we recorded.
trying to get the choreo down and all this other stuff. And you're coming out here trying to get angles and all that stuff. How was this really 24 40 hours of trying to put everything together?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the shoot itself was even shorter than that. It
Oh
just
my
was like
gosh.
a blur. You didn't really get to see a lot of it in the show because there's just so much that we filmed that you have to condense.
Yeah.
But we were sprinting from room to room to like running with the equipment in our hands, like
the
cables
school was
dragging.
gonna close
Yeah, they're like,
and-
you have 10 minutes. We haven't even done like an entire portion of the song. So
Yeah, the locker room scene was literally
Yeah.
done like one take. That's all we had.
yeah, I literally was like, Kaylee, just grab a light and run with me.
I was like,
Like,
"Oh, God."
Todrick's
Running
not
down
even
the
there.
hallway.
He's teaching them the choreography, and we're like, well, we just got to go set up something. Hope it's good enough. Like when he
Yeah.
gets there, he just has to walk in, perform it once, and as long as we do that, we'll be good.
Yeah, he taught
And
me
that-
the choreo to teach everyone the choreo, and none of them have danced in so long, and Shay, never has,
right.
and so I was trying to teach them, and Shawn and Nicole were decorating the prom scene. They didn't get to show that either, but
Yeah.
we just had the streamers and like stuffed balloons that we got at the party store, and had to like tack it up with tape, and
Yeah.
it looks really good.
It looks cool
but
on camera.
it
We
was
That's
so
literally
bad.
made this tiny corner. If you saw it to the right
The
or
rest
left
of
of the
it,
frame,
yeah.
it's just an empty cafeteria. It was all creative framing.
How is that for you guys? Because I know it has to be so much pressure to get all the stuff that you need to get in a shoot and like make sure that it's shot well, make sure that everyone is on point, but still get this entire video done in the time constraints. That like, are you guys used to it yet? Is it like
Yeah.
just
I feel
like,
like,
okay, this
yeah.
is just what we
We
have to
don't
do?
even
or-
think about it anymore. The
No.
whole reason that we are still here is because we have a thick enough skin that we've been through this 100 times.
Yeah.
We can deal with it in a second. it never gets easier, but it just becomes familiar. So I don't even notice like if we don't sleep for a while.
It's
typical.
It's like the best resume builder ever.
Oh,
like everyone's gonna see how
you
well
can make it through this.
Exactly. You can check that off like 5 times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like, please reference Todrick Hall. Call him. Trust me, I can work under pressure.
I think we were up till maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. Before the shoot, sewing on the letters for those haters sweaters by hand.
Oh yeah.
We were literally just like hand sewing them.
And the jerseys too. We had to sew
all the cheerleader
on
jerseys
the front of the jersey.
We were cutting out these like felt letters, and we're like, well, we have to be up in 6 hours, but whatever.
We were so delirious in the hotel room laughing. I don't think I've laughed that hard in a really long time. It was so me, Nicole, and Todrick. Well, yeah, all of us, and Chester and Shawn. We were all in the room just like sewing and gluing and laughing, and it was fun.
It's what I love about you guys is that you guys really work well together. Like, I feel like under normal circumstances, somebody would have been like, bitch, I ain't got time for this. Like, I'm going to sleep. Good luck. But it's like you guys like enjoy like this work and enjoy working together. I love seeing that.
Well, yeah, because I feel like by now we're a family, number one, but we all come together because we all have this similar passion, you know, and want to get the video done and, you know, want to help Todrick, but we also do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, we all, like, I love to dance and I love to get to teach people and, like, perfect it. And I stand there with Todrick and I'm like, this isn't clean, and Shawn sing with this and Nicole with her makeup. Like, we're all just so passionate about our, like, part that we play in the team that I think we all come together so well because we all share that similar passion.
Yeah.
And his work ethic is really infectious.
Yes.
I mean, the first few times that anyone meets him, it's really hard to like get into that same speed that he always runs, which is just like 100 miles an hour.
1,000 miles an hour.
But the reason we like sticking around to do it is because it really rubs off on you after a while, and it's like, well, someday I know that I'm going to be a way better filmmaker because I went through this whole ringer, and right now we don't even think about it anymore. It's just typical. And
I feel the same way. I watch the YouTubes. I watch Toddy's World all the time. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, it comes on, I'm just like, I feel it. I'm like, he wants to do this. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and this, and it's gonna get done because if he did that, I know I could do it too.
And it's like, should I have a day off and sleep? No, I should go to class and I should go to the
gym. Like, every day you rest, you're not getting further ahead.
Right, exactly.
This is true. I need to put that on my to-do list, the one that I started yesterday. I'm gonna do that.
That's the first step.
Right. So Shawn, how long does it take you from like because these videos come out relatively quickly once you guys film them. How long does it take you from the filming process to the editing process to the final product to like get all that?
It varies per video, but typically I consider it lucky if I have like 2 days to edit a video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And there's definitely been some where we literally film and then I go straight home and don't sleep and edit and release it the next morning. Those are like our crunch videos where there's some reason that we have to release it the next day, and we're just like, all right, it's gonna be an all-nighter. Like, Todrick will roll up to my house like in pajamas and we'll just spend like the next like 4 or 5 hours going through takes.
Yeah.
And haters, we had a little more time, luckily, but it still is just, the turnaround is crazy.
Yeah.
So are you handling the vlog stuff that comes on online as well too on YouTube, or just the major big production?
I had to take a step back from the vlog.
Okay, so you were.
I literally will never ever sleep. So thankfully, I just do like all his major videos and graphic design, photo, everything.
Animation.
Yeah.
You're like a one-man band.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's become.
Wow.
So, and again, back to the haters video, it just seemed like you guys were like bam, bam, bam from one shot to the other, and then this big, huge crowd of people that came in.
The flash mob.
How is it working when a huge crowd comes in? Does it make it a little more hectic? Does it make it easier? Because of course you guys are used to you guys and stuff, but now having
I had like 40 people to that.
I feel like having to teach all of them, and again, because none of them were dancers, because a lot of times I feel like we invite the toddlers, and we have a lot of toddlers fans that are into, you know, theater and stuff like that, and there were, you know, toddlers in Texas, but we were in Lubbock, and a lot of it was Todrick's family, so I don't think a lot of them had done stuff like that. So teaching them the choreo was a lot, I think, and I remember in the middle of the video, something happened with the take. We didn't like it. So remember, we had to turn it all the way around, and like all the posters that we had hung up on one side of the gym, we had to take down and run really quickly to the other way and then change the formation. Remember?
And it's just hard for me, that whole cafeteria scene or gym scene, it's impossible to light such a huge audience. Like, I had no equipment there. I had like 3 little lights, and so we filmed it a couple times, and Todrick's like, it looks so bland. I'm like, I don't know what we can do. And at the last minute, we're again like sprinting, sweating, just like sprinting across the cafeteria, trying to set up the lights.
Yeah.
And I mean, with the big crowd scenes, though, I think everyone feeds off the energy of everyone else. So
everyone's just so happy to be there, and everyone's energy, is so hyped that we're like, we just gotta do it. Like, we'll just do it.
And we always do those Soul Train lines, but they just never get old to me because they're always just so much fun for everyone to just dance down the center.
Soul Train lines have been happening since Soul Train was on TV.
Right.
I don't think those things ever get old.
No.
It's like you can be at any party, and as soon as someone forms those 2 lines, you're like, yes, I got
this is my moment. This is
ready.
it.
I am good.
Yes.
I know. I was always the first one down the Soul Train line. I always try to sneak in a second one too.
You should have done the video.
Yeah. What are you doing in a couple weeks?
One day, I told Todrick one day it's gonna happen.
Soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Just gotta always be flexible because you won't know until the day of.
You gotta look on that
hour
Instagram
before.
for, hey toddlers, I need someone here in North Hollywood. I'm like, what am I doing today?
No, then let's go.
Exactly.
And then we had a great moment in the gym when after all was said and done, Todrick was talking to his brother, and he came out basically to his brother. But I always love the response of, I know.
Yeah.
It is.
Me
I
too.
really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, but I like that Todrick wanted it to come from him. Like, he didn't want to for his brother to find out through his videos or through, friends telling him. He wanted it to come from him. And I thought that was a great moment for them to
Very
reconnect
genuine,
and to make their relationship stronger.
I think how lighthearted it got when he was like, he's like, Mama told me. He's like, she did?
Of course
she
would.
did.
My secret.
No, my favorite was as they were walking away, Todrick was like, what do you mean you knew?
Yeah.
Like, could you tell? Like, what was that? What was that?
What gave me away?
Right, but that was such a great moment. It was just great to see the reconnection of him and his brother, and just how they're going to build their relationship from here on out.
Right.
So I thought it was great.
And I think it was a great example for TV too, for Modern Families and all this stuff to kind of see,
Yeah.
the acceptance that's coming through
Yeah.
and what's happening at the moment. So,
Yeah.
Definitely.
so shout out to you, Shay, right?
Yeah.
Shay.
Shout out to you, Shay.
Yeah.
Great job, Shay.
That's
love
all we
Shay.
need in this world is acceptance.
Yeah.
And chocolate.
I loved that he
chocolate?
chocolate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For those times where, a hater comes, you just need chocolate. Chocolate makes everything better.
Everything
Shay just
better.
brought
Yeah.
chocolate today.
Everything.
If
Yeah.
you
I
had
could
brought
never have
chocolate in
enough.
today, I don't know if you would have been able to actually get it here, seeing as how it's so hot here.
That's
That
true.
is
It's like
true.
103
We
degrees,
would-
y'all.
We would have had, if you brought like Kit Kats or something, we would have had like ice cream by the time you got here.
We just had the
soup.
Also
wafers.
sounds good.
Just
Yeah.
wafers.
It's like, what are these for dipping? We do have a couple people in our chat room.
Hello, chat room.
Yay.
Boo69Bs asked Miss Kaley,
Hi.
who did you play in Popstar High?
I was just a dancer in Popstar High.
Yeah.
Last minute, Britney Spears actually backed out, and for a slight second, I got a call at like 1 a.m. like, "Can you be Britney Spears? Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yes, I can." And I was like, of course, I was sleeping, and I was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Yes, I can be Britney." But he had a friend do it anyway because he knew her, and she was a great singer and everything like that. But one day, maybe Popstar University,
Oh,
I'll be able to be,
he's like,
Christina
I'm so
Aguilera.
tired already. Right now.
I'll never sleep again. Another pop star high.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, I was just a dancer.
Oh, well,
cool.
look, you were
Hey.
there. That's
I
all
was.
that matters. That's
It
all
was
that
so
matters.
fun.
look
And we
where
had
you
like
are
6
now.
extras, so if pretty much in any shot you'll see Kaley in the background because we had to populate the entire school with like 6
Just walking
people.
we just walk the hallway, do
Just
a
giant
lap,
circle.
and walk right back.
Oh, you didn't do one of those things where like when you walk down, you like put your hair up or a different
Yeah, I
jacket
put on a jacket. I would take off my backpack and then come back
Slip
around.
Right.
Oh, I also played, I guess, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's like, I don't know. I was Todrick's girlfriend in one scene.
Oh,
When
that's
he gave me the
right,
teddy
yeah.
bear, remember that? And
Yeah.
I broke Taylor Swift's heart.
Oh,
I know, it was sad.
oh
Sad
Tay
day.
Tay. A song was written about you. So what, straying away from the show for a second, what's your favorite Todrick video?
Oh, that's a hard question.
I bet that is hard.
That's a
Shawn's like, coming from the person that has done all of them.
Well, I do have to say, my absolute favorite ones are the ones you haven't seen yet, because those episodes haven't
true.
came out yet.
They're so
But there are
good.
some really good ones that are going to drop.
Yeah.
But I think Cinderance was the first one I did where I really realized just how much Todrick can push the art and cinematic aspect. And even though I would do like 100 things different if I did that one again, I'm still so happy with everything about that video.
Yeah.
I loved that one. That was before I knew Todrick, but I loved that one. I also love all the
All of them, I know.
Oh, I love all of them, but I love Pops Are High. Obviously, 'cause I was in those, so that was
Yes.
fun. But
Nostalgia.
I love his comedic ones. Like I love
too.
Mean Boys. That one's so funny to
that
me.
one is hilarious.
I love Mean
Mine is
Boys.
Beauty and the Beat.
Mine is
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is my favorite.
Is it?
I can
Yes.
recite that like that. Don't ask me to do it now. But I can. I'm on it.
My favorite ones to film are the Judge Ratchet, Once
That's
Upon a
what I was
Crime.
thinking of. Once Upon a Crime.
Once
That's
Upon a
right,
Because
that's
they
right.
just are so funny that we ruined
When
so
you
many
guys
takes just
with
from
the
cracking
thing.
up laughing.
That set though.
They
that
kill
little
me.
thing that he's sitting
Yeah.
on.
No, that hair though.
Oh,
That set is his
wig.
kitchen that we just removed the screws from one of
Are
the
you
kitchen
serious?
cabinets and just like really framed it tightly. Or one of them, I think we just moved his bedroom.
That's like movie magic. I love it. Oh my
y'all
god.
are making $1 into like 200.
Yes.
we will stretch nothing into something.
Best.
Judge Ratchet is my favorite too because I love seeing how he's gonna like hit the gavel because he always comes in
Always
and does
different.
it in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I lie. I actually like the old stuff when he just the McDonald's drive-throughs.
Those
Oh,
are
yeah,
so
those are
good
classics.
too.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty dope. And then obviously the Beyonce.
For
Target
Beyonce, I
was
think
really
that
dope.
one. That
was
one's
really
hard
cool.
to beat. I think that one's one of my favorites because it's just so epic. Like
Which
all
one?
the songs for Beyonce.
Oh, I do love For Beyonce.
Yeah.
All the songs are in there and all the lyrics. You're dying, I can tell.
You know, because I'm such a huge Beyonce fan.
Did you say happy birthday to Bey?
I did. I actually danced for Beyonce on her birthday.
Did you really?
Not in front of her, but for her. Yeah.
A tribute.
Did you see
Yeah.
it or?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Kaley, you're just...
One day my dream will come true too. But I did enjoy that one. I love how he was able to put in basically every Beyonce song
Yeah?
Yeah.
into like this quick little thing.
I love it. His love for Beyonce is so real.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It
so
is.
real. Like,
Really real.
How is it filming like something like that where it's like all of him and
We didn't know that was going to work as well as it did until I edited them together. And so we put those 4 screens together, and Todrick was already on his way over to my house to come watch them. And I just like called. I was like, I know you're gonna be here in 5 minutes, but this is amazing.
Yeah.
And he watched it, and he's like, I didn't even think all this timing was gonna work. I thought
Yeah.
for sure like one thing would get messed up on one of
Right.
them.
Yeah.
And we were just screaming the first
you
time we
have
saw
to
it.
be like on that same beat every time.
Yeah.
And to have, I mean, Pentatonics does this a lot too.
that same
Like,
beat,
and I'm
that
just
same
like,
hit,
how do
that
you
same
Yeah.
do
5, 6,
that?
7, 8.
Like,
But the takes had to be one all the way through.
Yeah.
So he could not mess up at all.
And each one was
Right.
different, so he couldn't just
Right.
remember the same choreography. I had to remember choreography for screen A, B, C, and
Yeah,
D. Do them all in one.
That's nuts.
I was so
That's
impressed.
nuts.
I
Same
was
with we
unbelievable.
did the evolution of Disney. That was the same
Also
thing
one,
with
yeah.
the props. It was even harder. And then
Yeah.
same with Nicki Minaj. I love that one too. The makeup.
That one had multiple
Nick
takes, so
killed
that helped us a
makeup.
little bit.
That
but,
is true.
Ooh, that was a really
was a
difficult
rough
one
one?
to edit. Yeah.
Oh my God. See,
I love hearing that. We're talking about the videos. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that one. that one, okay. No, that one, I don't know." Like,
that's so Beyonce of him to have to do it all in one take. Very single ladies of him.
Yeah, right?
It was part of the tribute for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Before we move on, though, we have
yes.
something to remind you AfterBuzzers about.
you guys, I mean, this is for you too, since you're a dancer.
Okay.
But you guys remember when we had that dance battle casting like a few months ago? Well, it all started with Marie Menounos and Derek and Julianne Huff's family dance battle on Instagram about 2 years ago. But now, it's America's chance to dance. 8 families have been chosen to come to LA and battle. Make sure to check it out. It's going to be epic, guys. So set your DVRs now. The show is called Dance Battle America, and it airs on ABC Monday, September 14th, right after Dancing with the Stars at 10 p.m.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta watch that.
It's going to be
gonna tune
dope. I'm
into
excited.
it.
I'm really excited.
Me
and
too.
Did you see the Dancing with the Stars cast, too? I'm really excited for the
I haven't yet.
Tamar Braxton's on there.
That's
That's right.
the only one that I know that's going to be on there. And I was like, Tay-Tay's gonna be
All
on
you
it.
need to know.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm there. I'm there for that.
Oh, there you go.
I'm there for that.
Oh, look at that Tamar shit. Okay.
I'm a little bit of a Tay Martian.
A little bit?
A little bit.
I like
A
the
little
reel.
bit.
I watched the reel.
Oh, I love the reel. I sit in the audience of the reel.
But back to Todrick.
Did you really?
Yeah. I love it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I will talk about that later. I saw that video.
Back to Todrick. So what other crazy stories happened in Texas that maybe we didn't see? Because I know taking you guys, like you said, taking you out of your comfort zone and suddenly having to do this video, and you're not, you can't go to your regular like stores and hang out with your regular people and get things done. So
How about that farm?
Well, oh no!
I was about to say,
gonna
that's
say,
the first thing that comes to mind is that we actually milked those cows.
Yeah, we did.
No, how about
First
that,
time ever.
that video of the shout out to the toddlers?
Oh my God,
And like you
just
first had the
peeing.
cow pee.
He's
and
pooping too. You can't see it, but and like the next cow over, they cropped it out. He's pooping. So
And for the record, that was
it's
the
good.
best take. There were other takes where even worse stuff happened. Like one cow was fixated on Todrick's jacket and just kept
Yeah,
like
he's just
biting
like
him.
biting him and
He's just
like
like-
licking his head.
That must have been interesting.
oh my God! But I love when you guys include the toddlers, and it's like that one video goes out and you guys get everyone to come in and participate. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I know
It's still really
cool.
fun to like see, like put faces to all the fans because
Yeah.
you read these comments, you see like these username handles, but every time he has a concert or he does stuff like this, you're like, oh, it's real people who actually watch what you do, and that
Yeah.
makes it so much better.
They're
And I
super
like
ride or
to-
die.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And meet them and hear their story, like, because after the shows every night on tour, Todrick does a meet and greet with everyone that buys a poster, and of course everyone buys one. So we have the line like wrapped around the building,
Yeah.
and he talks to every single fan, and then I'm always like the one taking the pictures, and so they talk to me, and they've got like gifts for us, and
That's
they just
awesome.
have
So
like their
cute.
story on how they
So
met
cute.
Todrick and how like it gets better, really like helped them,
Yeah.
through hard times, and it's just cool to get to see that, like we said earlier, everyone has their haters, but how Todrick really affects them, and I think we just get so wrapped up in the video and everything like that we
Yeah.
don't even remember that there's actually people
People
on the other
watching.
side
Yeah.
that it really affects. Like one video can change someone's life. That's so cool, and I hope
This is
Haters
true.
does that.
Yeah. Did you do both tours with Todrick? And
Well,
were
there
you-
was like 3.
Yeah, there's 3.
There
We
was
did,
3?
like,
The
oh, there's the
Christmas
Christmas one
leg.
too. There's
Yeah.
the Turk Soleil,
Father's Ball.
and that was the most recent one.
That was the most.
Yeah.
Which one did you like the best out of those 3? I know it's hard to choose.
No, well, yeah. I'm gonna
She
say
knows.
like Toddler's Ball for sure.
Yeah.
It was just so much more elaborate, and like the choreography and the numbers and the places we got to go to and the costumes, everything was so full out. I
Yeah.
loved it. For Cinderfella, we had these huge ball gowns with like hoop skirts and everything that we had to dance in.
Wow.
In LA.
Yeah.
Ate it.
Oh,
I
really?
did. I slipped and fell on my face, and I got right back up, and I was like,
Oh no.
but it was really fun. I think that one for sure. You
Yeah.
saw it, right?
Yeah, I
You,
love the Toddler's Ball.
I think it's just there's just so many more numbers and the costumes, and I don't know. I think that one was just so much more full out.
Yeah.
I think that
I
one
could
was my
see
favorite.
Todrick like headlining a Vegas show, or Broadway, with just the craziness that he thinks of.
Yeah,
Oh,
He's
my
ready.
God.
so
Once-
creative.
And just like to see from the video, you see the crazy things in the video, and you said there's a lot of like, really tight shots to make sure it looks right,
Yeah.
but then to bring it on stage in front of a live audience and it still make it look that magical.
That's why
really
it's
cool.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And he'll meticulously plan everything too. Like every single detail of the show, he'll have an exact idea of the theme and how
Yeah,
it's
the
gonna
costume
flow.
and his costumes are always so elaborate. They're so
They're
cool.
incredible.
Oh, just like at the beginning of this episode, just a little something subtle, and he has like Jamie
Yes,
sneakers
that's
and
right.
like sequins jacket.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that's subtle,
And just like,
You should see his flashy
southern,
one.
like casual, and then
Yeah.
I love
He's
it.
got that jacket. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
then I am plain Jane from Lubbock, Texas. Now, Shawn, do you film the tours as well, or?
I usually don't go on the tours with them. That's that's like my
Do you get a break?
brief break part. It's like my vacation.
Shawn gets a break. What is that?
But I'm still like working from home, like editing the tour videos. Like there'll always be like a couple changes, or like we had a hard time like doing the costume change, so add like 15 seconds in here
yeah,
and
okay.
sending it constantly. But I will go to every show that I can, just because I love seeing everyone and watching the whole thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm not a dancer, so I will never be on tour with them, but I will always accompany them and support them when I can.
Come on, Shawn, you can do
One
5,
day.
6, 7, 8.
No, you would think so, and believe me, Todrick has tried.
Todrick's gonna get an idea from this, and he's like, "No, we're really gonna make it happen now."
I tell you what I'm pushing for, and this is now episode 2 of me pushing for this.
That's right.
I think Todrick should do something very Devil Wears Prada, where he's Miranda Priestley.
Okay.
I just love him being over the top characters like that, so I'm completely into it.
Yeah.
The whole
that would be fun.
ringtone and the do-do-do-do-do. I feel like that's y'all's ringtone for Todrick. Like as soon as he calls it, like
be.
it's that. Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, what?
And Chester can be Anne Hathaway. He's born for it.
Oh my gosh, that's actually a good one.
Oh, Chester is Emily. I can so see that. But I don't know. Chester would be a very sassy Emily, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's sassy, but
He can do the doughy, wide-eyed, innocent person.
Yeah,
he
he's
can
good
be
at that, too.
he can be Emily. He can be Miranda. He could be anyone.
Yeah.
He's totally versatile like that.
I love it. You
Yes.
guys have so many talented people around you. It must be awesome to work with.
It's very cool. It's very inspiring. I feel like we always are like learning something new, and like we said, like we all wear so many different hats that it's just cool to keep everything moving, and it's always new, and
Yeah.
And we're kind of growing together. Like we keep doing bigger projects together. So none of us would have been ready to do a Fiat commercial when we like first met each other. But it's just like it slowly gets bigger and grander, and it would seem scary if we like looked at what we're gonna do like a year from now. But by the time we actually get there, we'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
So,
Very nice.
Do you guys remember the moment that you realized, just like working with Todrick, like, wow, this is a pretty big thing that I'm a part of? Because I feel like there's always that moment where you're just kind of like, oh, I didn't realize that it was going to be like this.
Kind of like the aha moment type situation. I had to fix my hair, sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of have those a lot, like through each like phase that we all go through as a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot, but I think the most recent one was at the VMAs, like walking the red carpet, and
That
I
would
was
do
like,
it.
like
Yeah.
I watch this every year, like from E, and now I'm actually here, and I'm on the red carpet, sitting next to Todrick, and all of us together, and it was so fast that day because I had rehearsal, so we were there like really early, and then we had rehearsal all day, and then went to hair and makeup, and then it was lunch, and then we ran, and me and Jenny got changed in like 3 minutes to walk the red carpet.
Oh, wow.
And so we like walked really fast, so I didn't really have time to like let it sink
Really
in,
sink in.
but I was there and I was posed, and I was like,
She found the
oh my
cameras.
god, this is it, this is it, this is like,
That was very Tyra of you.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about you, Shawn?
I mean, I feel like the feeling is started with the very first video because the first one I ever did was Disney Dudes, and that was crazy popular, like way more successful than even Todrick anticipated.
Yeah.
And then that buzz just really still hasn't gone away. Like every
Oh,
now
no.
and then I'll like watch videos and be like, oh my god, like I remember this, and
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it. And then I'll watch one video and just spend the rest of the night watching like every video in our catalog.
Oh my god, doesn't that happen?
watch.
Like you watch one
All
and you just
the
start like
time.
going through like all of them. You're like, ooh, let me just watch this one more.
Right.
Oh, let me just watch this
Wanna
one. And then
have-
2 hours later, you're like, let me just watch that one again.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm all nostalgic, just texting everyone like, oh my god, I love you all.
I get these Todrick breaks sometimes when I don't have time to go on YouTube. I know, I love YouTube. I don't have time all the time. And then I get on Todrick's channel. I'm like, oh, there's like 6 new videos. Here we go. Okay, so I'm here for like an hour. Oh, yeah, that was cool. Let's do the next one, too.
Yeah, and there's so many to choose from. Like, because I subscribe, like, my phone goes off whenever there's a new video, and I'm like, ooh, wait, gotta
to hear
stop,
that.
sorry. And then I gotta watch that video.
Yeah, and they're so like versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
love the
never know what you're
variety.
gonna get.
Like I get to do comedies with him. We get to do
Yes.
cool artistic stuff. We get
Yeah.
to do musical stuff. It's like he fulfills all of like the needs that we always want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
That's great.
That is awesome. Now, before we head out, one last question. What's like the biggest thing that you learned from working with Todrick? Oh, that was very bobble.
I would say that you just constantly have to keep pushing yourself and not make excuses for another day that you can do something if you can just do it now. And I'm still just amazed at how much he'll accomplish just because he wants to do it.
Right.
And he really truly will try something, and if it doesn't work, then he'll say like, all right, well, we did our best. But he'll never be like, oh, you know, that's not possible or that's impractical. He'll just be like, well, I don't see why we can't do it, so we should do our best. And if
Keep
we
trying till we
fail,
fail
at least
and
we'll be
keep
like
going.
still pretty far along the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just really like his work ethic and how hard he will work to do his vision.
Yeah.
I think so too. I love how he is a perfectionist, but it's always for the good of the video, you know, and it's always just to make everything look even more and more amazing. And I love how like it's rubbed off on all of us, and we're all such hard workers now, and there is no such thing as failing. We will do it, and if it doesn't work out plan A, we'll go to plan B and then plan C, and then we'll just keep pushing until you know, we get it done. And I love that. I take that into my personal life now. Like I said earlier, I'm like, should I go to sleep tonight, or should I go to class and then go work out and then go to this? And so I feel like I said, we just all do that in our own lives now. There's no other option but, you know, to keep going.
Just to move forward.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Super inspirational. I love
it. Well, we're wishing you guys all the best. You know, more videos, more views, more subscribers, a season 2, like all
fingers crossed.
Yes, exactly.
Tell your friends, everyone.
Exactly. One more thing, Kenya says she's still waiting for Todrick to come out with his own clothing line.
That needs to happen. He's got a lot.
I'm sure it will, and when it does, it's going to be so
intense. I feel like it's going to be the most colorful, like hip, funky, fresh, like chill clothing ever.
Yeah.
It will be amazing if he does
a lot
that.
of one pieces.
A lot of amazing sneakers for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Shoes, one pieces, a lot of hats. He always wears a hat.
A lot of casual
ties,
stuff like
bow ties, he always wears those.
Yeah, he really should do that.
Yeah, something to think about.
More ideas. We had like another idea last week too. He's just shooting out ideas.
I know.
Well, it's not me.
Shout out to Toddlers.
Yeah, the Toddlers who are giving. Listen, you write it, I project it. There you go. That's what we do here. But before we head out, you guys let them know where they can find you via social media, so they can follow you and tell you what great jobs you guys are doing and all that.
Well, on Instagram, I am at Shawn Adeli, and I will respond to every comment. I love seeing when people post other pictures, so please join in the conversation. Use hashtag TodrickMTV.
And I am at Kaley_Hatfield. And same, tweet us, Instagram us, everything. We love to talk back to you guys and respond and answer questions about the episodes. And just follow us.
Yeah.
Very nice. You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all across the board, at Nino Llanera.
And, of course, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Don't forget to tune in to MTV's Todrick every Monday night at 10 p.m. And then catch us right here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we give you a full recap. Also, don't forget to pre-order MTV's Todrick Volume 1. And like I said last week, if there's a Volume 1, there's going to be a Volume 2. So make sure you get that. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
So fun.
And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday for another full recap of MTV's Todrick.
Later, toddlers.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.